Hello, this lesson is going to be on distributive property. And basically, before we talk about distributive property, we're going to talk about multiplying, dividing positive and negative numbers. Basically, the rule for multiplying, dividing positive and negative number is the digits you multiply or you divide as you normally would. And the signs, you will follow the following rule, which is positive and positive is a positive, positive and negative is a negative and a positive is a negative, negative and negative is a positive. So it's the same rules which you use to change two signs into one. So let's see how it works. Here I have multiplications. So negative 1 times negative 5. Move to the next screen here. Negative 1 times negative 5. 1 times 5 is 5. And negative times a negative is positive 5. Alright, if I have positive 6 times negative 7, a positive times a negative is a negative, and 6 times 7 is 42. Okay, 11 times negative 7, 11 times 7 is 77, and a positive times a negative is negative 77. Please notice that we're not using the sign of the biggest because this is multiply and divide. Okay, and negative 10 times 5x is negative 50x. On this side here, we're going to do division. So division would be 10 divided by negative 2 is 5, and negative divided by negative is positive 5. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. 12x divided by 4 is 3x. So it would be negative 3x. And 28 divided by 14 is negative 2. The last one is negative 25x divided by negative 25. Negative divided by negative becomes a positive. 25 divided by 25 is 1. So it would be 1x. Now we usually don't write the 1 because 1 times x is the same as x. So here's the examples for multiplying and dividing positive and negative numbers. So what I'd like you to do now is stop the video and try the practice problems on the bottom of the page. As you can see, right underneath it, you're going to have some problems, so please try them. Okay, let's see the answers. These are the answers you should have gotten. Please check your answers and make sure you get them correct. Okay, remember these would be multiplication and these would be the division. Okay, now we're ready to go on to the next step, which is distributive property. Basically, distributive property is you have a number outside the parentheses and you have an expression inside the parentheses. And what you're going to do is you're going to distribute, in other words, multiply the numbers outside by the numbers that are inside. So basically what I like to do is put these little arrows just indicating that I'm multiplying the number outside with the numbers inside. So negative 2 times 5 is negative 10, and negative 2 times negative 2x, a negative times a negative is a positive, and then 2 times 2x is 4x. So that's my answer right there. Okay, I cannot combine it, so I just leave it like that. In this case, a lot of students are tempted to do this first, 9 minus 4, but if you remember order of operations tells us that we multiply before we subtract. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the 4. So negative 4 times 2 will be negative 8, and negative 4 times negative 3 is 12x. Notice that I brought down the 9. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12x. And now for the next step is I ask, can I combine any terms? And if you notice, I have 9 and 8, which does not have an x, so I can combine it, and I'll get 1. 1 plus 12x. So that's my final answer there. Here I have two sets of parentheses with two numbers in front of each parenthesis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute that 3, and I'm going to distribute that negative 5. So 3 times 4x is 12x. 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. And negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10x. So basically there I have eliminated the parentheses by multiplying the numbers outside the parentheses. Now that I have them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine like terms. If you notice, I underline 12x and 10x because they both have x. And when I combine it, I get 22x. Then I'm going to combine negative 21 and negative 15. Signs are the same. I would add, so it would be negative 36. And it's negative because 21 is the biggest. There's nothing else that I can do, so that's my final answer. Again, this one, I'm going to multiply the numbers that are outside the parentheses by what is inside. Notice here I'm going to multiply the 4. Here I don't have a number, so if you don't have a number in front of the parentheses, you can always put a 1 right there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put a 1 right there. So let me just put a 1 right there. There we go. So that one wasn't there before, but now I put it, and when I distribute, then I'm going to get 4 times 5m is 20m. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. Negative 1 times 9 is negative 9. And negative 1 times negative 10 is positive 10m. Alright, now it's time to combine like terms. So 20m plus 10m is 30m. Negative 32 minus 9, signs are the same, you would add, so it would be negative 41. And since I can't combine anymore, this is my final answer. So this concludes the lesson on distributive property. So now you have assignment 1A on the bottom of the page, so please do those problems. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great day.